Have you ever noticed that the most successful people often seem lonely? They don't hang out in big companies, they don't go to every party, they don't waste their evenings on empty conversations. They are often alone. And this is not an accident, it's a strategy. Today, we will analyze the psychology of single people. Why are they the way they are? And why they often become more successful than everyone else. It's not about shyness. It's about making an informed choice. It's about how a person builds their life by relying on themselves. And if you're ready to hear the truth about the power of loneliness, listen carefully. Go. Loneliness is not a weakness. It's a power. Most people are afraid to be alone with themselves. They turn on the TV, music, podcasts, and call friends just to avoid hearing their thoughts. They are afraid to face their real selves, because in the silence, questions start to pop up. Who am I? Where am I going? Why am I living? And that's scary. It's easier to run away. Keep yourself busy with anything. A single person is not afraid of silence. He knows how to be alone. And it's a superpower. Because when you're not afraid of loneliness, you stop depending on others. You're not looking for approval. You're not afraid that someone will leave. You fill yourself up. You are your own source of joy, support, and strength. And this is the basis of freedom. When you don't need the constant presence of other people to feel alive. Less distractions, more focus. Success takes time. You can't build a business if you're at a party every night. You can't learn a new skill if your friends text you every 10 minutes. You can't write a book if someone is always talking around you. A single person reduces social contacts to a minimum, and all the release time is spent on growth. He's not rude to people. He doesn't avoid them. He's just making a choice. He chooses his goals, your result. And it works. It works better than any time management training. Because time management is not necessary when you don't have extra time. You're just working. You're just moving forward. When you're alone, you think. You really think. You can't stomach other people's opinions. You don't chew on other people's dramas. And you're thinking about life. About the goals. About the plans. Single people are more likely to have brilliant ideas. And it's not magic. It's just a space for thought. When there's a lot of noise around you, it's hard to hear your inner voice. And by the way, he knows all the important things about you. He knows what you really want. He knows what you need to do. He knows which step is the right one. But you can't hear him because there are other voices around. The voices of friends, colleagues, parents, and bloggers. Loneliness gives you silence. And in silence, the deepest thoughts are born, and the strongest decisions. Independence from other people's opinions. Most people don't do what they want because they're afraid of being judged. They ask themselves questions. What will the parents say? And what will your friends think? What if they laugh at me? And these questions paralyze them. They choose a safe path. A path that society approves of, and society approves of predictability. Work from 9 to 6, mortgage, vacation once a year, no risks involved. A single person has already passed this stage. He's used to not being understood. He's used to being looked at askance. And he doesn't care. He's stopped seeking approval from the outside. He relies only on himself. And it gives him incredible freedom to act. The freedom to try new things. Freedom to make mistakes. The freedom to go your own way. High self-worth. A single person does not need constant confirmation of his value from others. He doesn't need anyone to tell him that he is smart, talented, successful. He knows who he is. He knows where he's going. And he doesn't need anyone to clap him on the shoulder and say, "You did well." He is his own source of motivation. It's not pride. This is not arrogance. It's the rod that holds him when the outside world says no. When a project fails. When people leave. When someone says that he won't succeed, it doesn't break. Because its value does not depend on external factors, she's inside, and that makes him invulnerable. The life of a loner is often a life without the usual comforts, without constant support, without a warm company nearby, without the daily hugs and cheers. But it is precisely this hardening that makes them more resilient to crises. When others panic because they are left without support, the loner is calm. He's used to relying on himself. He was used to the silence. He was used to being alone. And he knows that everything he needs is already inside him. He doesn't need a support group. He doesn't need a soulmate to feel whole. He's already whole. And this gives him a stability that no amount of money can buy. Selectivity in relationships. A single person doesn't waste time on random people. He does not collect a collection of friends. He doesn't go to events where he needs to be on show. He does not support empty acquaintances, but those who are nearby are real, time-tested. He values quality, not quantity. This means that his environment either pulls him up, or he just doesn't exist. And this has a huge impact on his success, because he is surrounded only by the best, only those who understand him, only those who share his values, only those who don't pull him back. Every person in his life is a conscious choice, not an accident. Single people avoid conflict, gossip, scandals, and emotional swings. They're just not interested. It seems like a waste of time to them. They don't discuss who said what to whom. They don't sort things out for the sake of clarifying relationships. They save energy. They use all their mental power to create. While others are discussing who said what, the loner is building a business. While the others are fighting, he's writing a book. While others are offended, he develops a skill. And after a year, the difference becomes obvious. Those who have lived the drama are standing still, and the one who lived in silence is already far ahead. Loneliness as a resource. There is a concept of emptiness in Chinese philosophy. It's not nothing. It's a space for everything. It's an empty glass that you can pour anything into. It's an empty room where you can build anything. A single person is not afraid of emptiness. He is not afraid that he is alone. He uses this state to unload, to rethink, to recover. He can be alone and not be bored. He can be alone and feel whole. This fortune is a huge resource because it allows you not to depend on the outside world, allows you to be yourself, allows you to hear yourself. And it is from this emptiness that the best ideas are born. Most people are looking for someone to save them. Who will give the money? Who will solve the problems? Who's to say that everything will be fine? A loner knows that no one will come. No one will do it for you. No one will solve your problems. Just you. And this knowledge gives him tremendous power. He doesn't waste time waiting for a miracle. He doesn't expect anyone to notice him and offer him a job. He doesn't wait for an investor to show up. He just does it. He builds his life without looking back at anyone. This is not cynicism. This is a sober look at reality. They know the value of time. Singles don't have the task of killing time. They don't just sit in companies. They don't hang out on social media for hours. They don't watch TV shows to pass the evening. Every hour is an investment for them. They understand that time is the only non-renewable resource. The money can be refunded. Relationships can be restored. But time never does. And they manage it very carefully. They choose what to spend it on, who to spend it with. This makes them more productive at times. And more successful at times, because they use it every day, every hour, every minute. They have no fear of rejection. If you're used to being alone, rejection doesn't scare you. You know you're going to survive. You know you can rely on yourself. You know that even if you are not accepted into the group, you will not die. Therefore, they easily take risks. It's easy to ask for a raise. They easily come up with bold ideas. It's easy to say no to something that doesn't suit them, because there is no fear behind them that they will be excluded from the group. They're already out of the band. They're their own band. We're our own team. We are our own support. It gives them incredible courage. They are not afraid to look stupid. They are not afraid of being rejected, because they are already used to being misunderstood. Single people are successful not in spite of their loneliness, but because of it. They have turned what society considers a disadvantage into a powerful tool. They use silence to grow. Solitude is for focus. Independence is for freedom. This does not mean that everyone should become hermits and go to the mountains. This does not mean that you need to break off all relationships and live in isolation. This means that it's worth learning to be at peace with yourself. Stop being afraid of silence. Stop looking for approval. Stop depending on other people's opinions, and start building your life. It's not the kind that parents approve of, not the one that is convenient for others, and his own, the one that makes you happy, the one that leads you to your goals, the one where you feel alive. And remember, sometimes being alone is not a weakness. This is the highest form of freedom. Write in the comments, are you a loner or an extrovert? Do you feel strong alone? Subscribe if you want more in-depth discussions. I believe in you. Goodbye.